as the week has gone on and I've talked to more and more people, I'm hearing a lot of complaints about the idea that Stetson Bennett may decide to come back and play for the Georgia Bulldogs for the 2022 season. And I just don't know if I quite understand these complaints that much. So I'm going to sit here and talk about that for a few minutes. Ryan Curley from Dog Post here, talking about Stetson Bennett, talking about the national championship Bulldogs, what they might look like in 2022. I know it's really early. There's a lot of moving pieces. We still don't know who all is going to transfer, who all is going to transfer to Georgia. Some of the players haven't declared for the draft yet that we think might. And the main player that there's a big question mark around right now is Stetson Bennett. What's he going to do? Is he going to leave? Is he going to stay? I don't think we know the answer to that right now. But the thing that I don't quite understand is why there have been, and this is not necessarily coming from a lot of the Dog Post viewers, but just people I've talked to on campus this week, people that text me, people that call me, complaining about Stetson Bennett's coming back. He just led a team. He was the leader of this team. He was, whether he was the most vocal or not. The Georgia Bulldog football team loved playing for Stetson Bennett. They loved playing with Stetson Bennett, and they wanted to win with him, and that's what they did. They won a national championship. A walk-on quarterback came in and led a bunch of 5-stars to a national championship. His story is amazing. Everyone knows the story. He came here as a not highly recruited player. He leaves and goes and plays JUCO, comes back. He's the backup. He gets some time in 2020, and then JT Daniels goes down, and he's the starter for most of the 2021 season, almost all of it. And Georgia has a 14-1 season where they beat every team they played, and they won the national championship for the first time in 41 years. It was a spectacular season, an amazing defensive team, a lot of talent on the offensive end, led by Stetson Bennett, who's a talent of his own, a good mobile quarterback. His passing, his accuracy improved as the season went on. He made some absolutely beautiful throws all year. I remember a couple good throws against UAB, a really good throw against Auburn. You think about some really great throws against Michigan. The dot he threw to A.D. Mitchell in the national championship game. Stetson Bennett does have talent zone. I know he's not the typical, the prototypical quarterback, and he wasn't a 5-star or even a 4-star, but it doesn't make sense to me as to why fans, and I know it's not everybody, and it might not even be the majority, but there are fans that have told me they don't want Stetson Bennett to come back. They don't think he's going to play well again. The team's not going to be the same. But look, it's really hard to repeat and win back-to-back national championships. It doesn't really happen in college football. Alabama's done it. It doesn't really happen. It's very, very rare. And obviously, Georgia wants to do that. Every team wants to do that when they want to win every year. That's the whole point, right? I have faith that Stetson Bennett could lead them to another title. Now, looking at it right now, I'm not quite sure that the team's going to be as good. And I'm not sure if Georgia's going to be the best team in the country. I know that ESPN's come out with way too early rankings where Georgia's like number 3 or 4. They got Alabama and Ohio State ahead of them, and that might be fair for 2022. Ohio State and Alabama are going to be pretty loaded. Georgia's losing a lot of guys, but they got to turn it out. This is a program that Kirby Smart has built, and the recruiting base that Kirby Smart has built has been impressive. It's been one of the 2 or 3 best in the country the last 6 years. So, I mean, who would not want their national championship winning quarterback to not come back? Who would want them to leave? It's bizarre to me. Do you think that Clemson wanted Trevor Lawrence to leave after 3 years, after he won them a national championship and led them to a lot of success? No, they would have loved to have had him this year. They would have loved to have him this year. I think they would have been a better team. They certainly would have been a better team. They probably would have been a playoff team. Let's be honest. So the notion that a championship winning quarterback wouldn't be welcome back makes zero sense to me, especially when they proved so many people wrong. Stetson Bennett proved so many people wrong this year, including myself at one point. There was a time this season when I thought that JT Daniels should have been the starting quarterback over Stetson Bennett. I'm guilty to that. At the time, I don't necessarily think I was wrong, but I was proven wrong over time, and I did become a believer that Stetson Bennett could lead Georgia to a national championship. And then, guess what? That is exactly what happened. So, if it doesn't make sense to me, and I definitely want to hear from you guys. To almost like, let's consider this video a survey. I'd love for you guys to comment and tell me how you would feel if Stetson Bennett came back. Would you be excited? Would you think, no, there's better options? I want to know, because I've heard it from a handful of people this week that are complaining at the idea that he would come back and be the quarterback for the 2022 season. And I don't get why you wouldn't support your national championship winning quarterback, who proved so many people wrong this season, in that he can win games and he can make big plays. That's what he did. Yeah, he did have a great team around him, but great teams win national championships, and great quarterbacks win national championships. And Stetson Bennett elevated his game this year. He improved, and Todd Monken did a great job rearranging some of the play calling to suit his strengths and weaknesses. That's what a good staff does, and that's what a good staff will continue to do no matter who the quarterback is. And I just don't understand where the complaints are coming from. Help me understand. If you are someone that thinks Stetson Bennett should go, and he might leave. That's the thing. The decision hasn't been made public yet if he's made his decision. So I would love to hear your thoughts on how you'd feel if he came back, how you'd feel if he left, because I've heard it both ways, and it's starting to become a little confusing to me as to why you wouldn't welcome back a national championship winning quarterback. So we got the parade this weekend. He's going to be celebrated along with the entire team. I think it's going to be legendary. It's going to be awesome. I hope that a lot of you guys are going to make it, because this doesn't, it's different for, per se, Alabama, who has these parades every couple of years, and this may end up becoming a regular thing for Georgia, but it hasn't been. So you never know what's going to happen. Take advantage of this situation. I think Georgia's going to be in position to win national championships, but no matter who their quarterback is, as long as Kirby Smart is putting together a good staff and recruiting the way he is, Georgia's going to be a contender every year. So, I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts, and maybe I'll make another video based off of what you guys say. But do you think Stetson Bennett should come back or not? How would you feel about that? Let me know. DawgPost.com. Make sure to check out our book, DAWGSTRUCTION. You're going to want to get that exclusive images and stories from this year, kind of like a coffee table book. So hoping you guys check that out. Hope to see you guys at the parade. I'll be there, and I'll be at the stadium. So hope to see you guys there.